Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking a little bit more about what self-care looks like when you're living with schizophrenia or schizoaffective disorder. So there's been a bit of a trend lately for self-care images to be of bubble baths or of indulgences or treating yourself, but self-care goes so much beyond this. Self-care can look different for each individual, but there are a few important examples to strive toward. These examples are important for everyone to work toward, but it is especially important for people living with a serious mental illness such as schizophrenia or schizoaffective disorder. So the first component of self-care that I want to talk about, and probably one of the most important ones, is making sure that you're getting adequate sleep. So it's really important to make sure that you're getting the recommended amount of sleep per night, as well as practicing good sleep hygiene in order to do this. When I'm struggling with my sleep, after a few days of this, it can really start to affect my mental health, and some of my symptoms can become more pronounced. So in order to counteract this, sometimes I take over-the-counter or prescription sleeping medications in order to get my sleeping back on track. Another really important component of self-care is making sure that you're taking your medications. So this is something that I struggle with quite a bit. Some of the ways I use to help myself along with this include setting an alarm on my phone for when I have to take my medications as just kind of another reminder that I need to do so. Another one is putting them in a pill box. So they're already laid out for me and sorted by morning and evening, and it just becomes a little bit more of an easier motion. Another really helpful thing for me was that my boyfriend created a poster for me, like I mentioned in a previous video, where he outlined reasons for me to take my medications. So that's a really easy thing for you to do as well, is just to create a poster or a reminder of some sort with the reasons why it's important for you to take your medications. Another really important component of self-care is proper nutrition. Weight gain is a common problem for people living with schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder because of multiple reasons, such as the medications leading to weight gain or just stress from living with this illness leading to weight gain. So ensuring that you have proper nutrition and staying away from things like junk food, fast food, alcohol, and things like that can be really helpful in terms of taking care of yourself with proper nutrition. Another important component that goes kind of hand in hand with this is making sure that you're getting enough exercise and being active. People with schizophrenia are at higher risk for diabetes, heart disease, and other medical conditions. So for me, physical exercise is a really grounding thing in my life, and it also helps to deal with different stressors that I'm experiencing. So physical exercise is just really good for my mental health and for my self-care in general. Another important component of self-care is making sure that you're attending medical appointments regularly. Oftentimes, if you're struggling with your mental health, you may not have the best insight into how you're actually doing. So having that third-party medical professional, such as a therapist, doctor, or psychiatrist there to just kind of check in with you regularly and to see how things are going can be really, really helpful and a good component of self-care. Having these regular check-ins can also be really beneficial in terms of catching any problems or concerns as early as possible and making sure that you have access to treatment as early as possible as well. Another important component of self-care that goes along with this is making sure that you have a good relationship with the people who are involved in your care. Having a good relationship with these healthcare professionals that you're working with can foster open communication, which is really pivotal in terms of a good therapeutic relationship as well as just good mental health care in general. And beyond just having positive relationships with your healthcare professionals, it's really important to strive to have these good positive relationships with people in your social circle as well. Having nurturing, positive social relationships can be really beneficial to your mental health and is really important and is a really important component of self-care. Another important component of self-care is getting help or support with work or study when you need it. There are going to be times when you need additional help or support in order to deal with your mental health issues. It can be difficult sometimes within the workplace or the school context to accept this help or accept these concessions that are being made. But it's really important to understand that these benefits are for the purpose of helping your mental health and will help you with your self-care. And lastly, another really important component of self-care that I want to talk about is recognizing your own warning signs and triggers. It can be a really helpful coping strategy to identify some of your warning signs and triggers early on. So what I've done is I've kind of made a list. You can make a mental list or you can literally write it down of different warning signs as well as triggers in order to just kind of be more self-aware of what's going on with you and in order to kind of check in and provide a little bit more reflection with yourself. So one of my main warning signs is a lack of sleep. So when I realize that my sleep is disturbed in any way, it provides an opportunity for me to just kind of check in with myself and see what kind of adjustments I can make in order to mitigate this. Another common warning sign is the deterioration of personal hygiene. So if I find myself having difficulties getting up in the morning and getting ready, if I find it harder to take a shower, or if I'm showering less, it can also be another warning sign and another area for me to kind of reflect on and make adjustments where needed. So these are just some of the components of self-care that I find to be the most important. But if you have any more that you would like to add to the list, feel free to comment below. Hopefully this video was helpful in terms of learning a little bit more about what self-care looks like when living with schizophrenia or schizoaffective disorder. So if you like this video or you found it helpful, please give me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for future videos. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.